Okay, not too loud. Oh, it's Stumps. Hey, don't Stumps. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Is this the right one? No. Is this the right one? No. This one? Configurations? Ah! Oh. How you doing, Stumps? Is the little one, you know, mini Stumps, little Stumps? They are yet? Are they kicking about, making a fuss? Anytime now, you said, right? Okay. Ew. It's quite a lot of digging. Let's... That one. Oh. Where is it? There it is. Bam! Bam. Aha. That one. That one. Okay. Not here yet. I wouldn't be if I was. That's a good point. Maybe, you know, maybe in the last couple of days you maybe heard him. What is this? Open studio. What's going on here? It's saying that... Oh. It's lower than the recommended? Well, well, well. That's okay. We're gonna have to keep it at that. But any day now, bro. April Fools? No way. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that being the birthday? Oh my god. If he's born on that day, he's going to be he's gonna be getting a box and a box and a box that's inside the box. And then inside of that massive maze of boxes, just give him another box. And just tell him that's his birthday gift. That's gonna be fantastic. Can you imagine? And it's a boy, by the way. Congratulations. Wow. Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to... I need this anymore? Probably not, hey? Go ahead and... that out. Bam. Shika boom. Shika bow. Boom. Okay, let's clear up some space. We got the beacon on us. Do I really need to dig this bit, though? I guess. Dig all the way to the other side. Yikes. How far does it go down? Haha. You know what, actually? I will need to fix this. Setting, upload. I don't know if that fixed it, but let's go ahead and roll with that anyway. It's giving me a dang warning. Actually, I should. Dynamic lighting, do your thing. Fantastic. They didn't break anything. Thanks for asking. Super excited and very blessed to be having a boy. So you said that you've had you've got two others. Are they boys or are they also girls? Just gonna get rid of this for now. Bum, 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 bum. Whoa, this song is hyper. Woo, 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 woo. Whoa. Mr. Stumps with another $2.99 centaverinos. Thanks, Stumps. I appreciate that. You're an absolute legend. W's in chat. Just my W, my friend, and that's all we need from you and me. Two girls. 9 years now, but we can get the trash. The trash, because you are their dad. Exactly right. Exactly right. That stepdad title, blah. Not for my Stumps, no sir. Two girls, and now a boy. Oof. Having two big sisters. Ooh, yo, 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 yo. Listen, I've got a big sister, and let me tell ya, what a relationship we have. Oh, don't get you. You, yep. Always my friend, always happy to support you. Wow, okay, I like that. I'll remember this. Still waiting for you to stream, by the way. The ores in here. And we put these guys. Sir. Let's go ahead and see how much we actually need to dig out. So this wall all the way to there, fair enough. Oh, okay, very good. Okay. Just dig up. Uh-oh. That's gonna be a bit of a challenge. Let's go ahead and let's start to block this off. I really gotta get some sponges, I think. Up. And anything actually? Oh, it does. Okay. That's my bro. Thank you kindly. Big sisters. Yeah, I was lucky enough to have 4 younger brothers, no older siblings or sisters. You are very lucky. My goodness. But listen, how was it like being an older sibling? I'm an older brother, so I'm the middle child. Get that? Um, so that was quite interesting, quite fun. Oh, let's just go down this hole. Whoopsies. Much. Where is the water not at? Okay, about here. Okay. No stumps. You're the best. I'm gonna have to turn this on and yep. Dun, dun, dun. I really do wish I had some sponges. Okay, that's a lot. Gonna close that. Oh, I made this hole. Fair enough. Okay, yes. Bang, bang. Ah, the middle child. That wouldn't be the worst you get. Oh, well, hey, sometimes the stereotypes might be true for little children. Not that I would know. I think I came up okay. I think so. Oh! Ouch. Back up we go. Okay. So that's kind of our box. Being older, you get to be the one who messes up first, and for the most younger brothers that make the same mistake, turns out they make mistakes. Well, yeah. I mean, that kind of makes sense. The first part, yeah, definitely. And then the second part, you're kind of like, oh, well, guess being the older sibling doesn't count for much if they don't learn. No, but I definitely get that. You're definitely right. Because my sister definitely had to pave the way in terms of getting permission and, just going out and doing stuff. She definitely made it a little bit, if not a lot easier for me and my brother. So thank you to her. And thank you to you, Stumps, for being an older sibling and doing that for your siblings. You the man. Dun, 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 dun. What is this? Stream quality is not good? Oh, dang. Guess we'll just have to put up with it. Checkers. It's quite a lot of stone. Boom, 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 boom. Torch spam. Bam. Perfect. Yeah, the older one kind of sets the example. Love the energy. You're a great creator. Whoa, big words from a big man. I really do appreciate that. Stumps. Have you finished editing your episode? Have you sent it? Oh gosh, I hate mining these. Freaking deacon. Hopper. Alright, cool. Zigzag. Ah yes, the ever so smoothing rhythm of insta mining. Hello. Hello, Mr. Architect. Or Time Architect. How you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. Guess we're mining up a rather big hole for a rather big project for the next episode. Gosh. I should find another way to do this, but honestly, mining is very smoothing. Can't give this up. But we cannot. Why? This is the water section, right? Yeah. Stone. And that stuff. Eh. Thank you very much. Mr. Architect. No man. I haven't admittedly spent a few days doing replays. I haven't started editing. Oh, admittedly, I spent a few hours doing replays. I haven't started making those. I know, it's bad. No. That's not bad. Yeah, listen, when you say you spent a few hours on replays, what do you mean by that? Do you mean replay mod? Because I do that as well. Gosh, so when I make videos, I think I edit and play as I go. So I do like a section at a time. My gosh, I just have so many replay or flashback videos I like to edit just because I really like to get some cinematic shots. So hey, if it's that, then I'm definitely on that same page. I would spend a few hours on replays as well. I hate our stumps. I've run that footage. Woo! 800, huh? Say 800? 80. I was gonna say 800. Golly! That is a lot. Wait, so you make videos? It's time to set you up, Mr. Architect. Get a channel? Woo! Subscribed. +5 hours of a starter base. Wait, I feel like I've seen this. I have. I remember this build. It's crazy. Look at that detailing. Oh yeah, look at that detailing indeed. That roof, by the way, on the starter base, Mr. Architect. Woo. Amazing. So I've also noticed it's been a year since you've last uploaded. Any videos coming from you shortly? Well, we'll be expecting now that we're subscribed. Don't keep us waiting. Gotta pick these things up. I mean, I spent a few hours doing replays, getting clips and scenes. Yeah. It's quite a lot of hours. I'm gonna have to put you over here. Where we can put some more stones. And you can go there. Put you over here. Aha, no wonder I wasn't running. It's copper. Stopping the mining. It's copper. It's copper. Do, 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 do. So much copper. Ah, no worries. Lurk all you'd want. That is okay. Subscribed. Love meeting other creators together. I'm gonna show you exactly stumps. We're gonna do it. We're going to change the face of YouTube. I'm gonna put your face on it. Put Time's face on it. Do, do, do. Ooh. Slower jazz. Ba, 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 ba. My face? Nah. You know, I like being a small content creator. A very, very small content creator. It's cool. Like, it's no pressure. Just upload whenever you like. Do the things that you like. Can you imagine? Like, not saying that I'll ever be Mr. Beast, but can you imagine Mr. Beast? Of course he has the resources to do what he does, but my gosh, trying to one-up himself every other time, every next video, that's a lot of work. But like, you know, doing this, being small, just have fun with it. Do what you like. Take your time. Ooh, my voice. I feel that, bro. I think about you think about it often. Ah, yes. Don't we all just think about mass fame and fortune? But I guess, you know, he's quite rich, so he can do all that stuff. Doesn't he have like a team of like hundreds or something? What is, to you, if you can think about, like, if you were to think about a YouTube creator in terms of fame and popularity and, I guess, finance-wise, who do you think, or who would you like to be? Like, if you could have, or have similar achievements to that person. That also is inclusive of the pressures and the stresses that they might have. I think for me, maybe anyone of the Homocraft. Yeah, anyone. I don't think I can think of a specific Homocraft player, but like the folks on Homocraft, they're popular, but they're not like so popular. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm thinking like they're really popular, but they don't have to be. They can upload pretty much whenever they want and whatever content that they like, and they will always have a strong viewership, fan base. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's what I'm rambling about. A strong fan base. You know what? I'm just gonna get back to digging. Ah. Got to record. That's okay. We can make it work in the current edit of the episode. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Not bad. Now we're gonna deal with this whole water issue. How far back does it need to be around here? Okay. Please don't drown. Oh, that's good. Now let's close it. Alright, cool. Oh gosh, my voice. Still not getting that crispy voice back. Excuse me, guys. Apologies about that. Okay. I should be able to just dig through. Oh gosh. I need water. Perfecto. I think we got a couple more digs in us before we have to. What? Didn't I sort you out already, buddy? Nice. Where are these leaves coming from? There's not another one. Okay, cool. And nice. I think it's about time we visit the. What do I trade again? Right, the villages, so we can fix our little tools. You can go in here, shabooey, and you guys in there, and the ores in there. Okay. What's the time? Perfect. It's early morning. Where did I get up from? Yeah. Is it here? Perfect. Gotta be careful. Don't throw it. Ouch. Hey doing, boys? Yes, it's me. I've come with some gifts. And fantastic. Just need a quick touch up. Haha. Ladies, calm down. It's just me. Okay. Don't have a crafting table. It's okay. Ooh, ooh. Thank you. Thank you. Mm. Could fix up the other tools, but I think we'll just fix up the pickaxe. Yes, sir. Ooh, another 25. Not bad arenas. This one. Shabooey. Arr. Bye. I'll speak to you guys soon. Okay, we can't go back up. Bye. Where's this take me? Ew, into the grave? No, thank you. Uh-oh. Just getting everything other than... Oh, my goodness. Gotta fix this place. Make it look a little bit better. I think we could. Ouch. Okay. How far up do we need? Another few blocks. Not bad. You know what? Albright. Perfect. Okay. How much higher do we got? Oh, already? Okay. And then the rest should be all flat. Fantastic. That is still quite a reach. Long time no see. How have I been? Gemini? I've been good. Thanks for asking and thanks for coming into the stream. Yeah, we're just chilling here. Just going to make a nice big build, as you guys can see. Or as you can see. How have you been? How was your day? I hope it's been lovely. Hope you've been doing a lot of things. It's gonna be quite a challenge to get across, but that's okay. I'm just gonna cut straight through. Shades reloaded. Okay, if anyone's listening while I'm talking, can you tell me if you hear a... What was it? The fire alarm. I've been getting a lot of comments, a lot of messages about having the fire alarm be active or beeping on low battery. I have not tended to it yet. I think I will have to sometime soon if everybody is saying that they can hear it. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave it. Okay, I'm back. You have my full attention. Last thing I heard was you mentioned the roof gradient on my starter base. I actually plan to rework it now that I have all of the new tough blocks. Ooh. Okay. Are you planning on making a video for that one Architect. Good, good. Can't work on art at the moment, so I've been editing. Oh, you can't? Well, I hope that is not the case for too much longer. Something stopping you? But it's good to see that you're editing. That's fantastic. One creative outlet replaced with another. It's always good to do that. Fantastic. Cool. Maybe it's been changed. Maybe somebody else has changed it. Yeah. Because I've been getting, yeah, I would say at least 1 or 2 people in my past videos have just been commenting, change your fire alarm, to which I should. And it's a valid point. You definitely should. If anything does happen, God forbid. Oh no. What is this code? Have I been collecting? Nope. Cool. Hey, this is my mud farm, by the way. My mud / brick farm. Pretty nifty. Made it myself. And we're back on. I shall release another video when I revamp. Did you think how the project has kept me okay for last? Yeah, wow. Well, you did say 80 hours plus, so it's going to be quite a big project, I assume. Well, you've got a new subscriber, and I'll be waiting for that video if and when it eventually drops. But of course, take your time with it. I was just saying to Stumps before, you know, being such a big creator, you kind of have to constantly upload and always try to top yourself like Mr. Beast. For myself, I like being a very, very small creator because I can upload whenever I like, and also I can work, because I can upload whenever I like, I can work on the things that I want, and I can take as long as I want with it, which is often a very, very good thing. Just a small fracture. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you're okay, Gemini. Hope the fracture is healing up nice and quick. And you've been having a lot of fun. That's good. That's very good to hear. Really like to hear that. Unfortunately, my current work-life balance kept... Yes. No, that's fine. Definitely understand that. Real life before Minecraft. Come on. Especially if you got kids, right? I gotta run Legends. It was nice to drop in. Take care. Stumps, have a good one. Thanks for dropping by. I really do appreciate it. And thanks again for the $2.99. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. Bye. What have you been editing on, by the way, Gemini? I forgot to ask. Videos? My current project is with custom lake, trees, mountains. Ooh, mountains! As soon as I read mountains, streams. Oh gosh, that is insane. I can see why it's might be taking you some time. Just I think messing around with water in Minecraft, especially if you're making streams and lakes, that is crazy. I think that it's way too much work. But you know, people gotta do it. If you're making custom biomes, definitely gonna be done. So I'm pretty excited about that one. That's gonna look massive. 900 by 1000 forests as well. It's whew. You go in there. I guess you can go in there as well. And there, and there. Where do you get your inspiration from, Mr. Architect? Mr. Mrs.? You know what? Let's not bring gender into this. Where do you get your inspiration from? I often get my stuff from Pinterest. Now, creating a whole big biome like that, little forest, a big forest actually, gotta come from somewhere. Off the top of your brain, that is insane, and I respect that. It's very admirable. Dun, 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 dun. All right, volleyball. Oh, we can't let these things fall into the streams, or else it's going to mess up a lot of our work. This is by the most ambitious project I've ever tried. Definitely a bit of more than I can chew. I mean, I think you would need to do that. How else are you going to know what your limit is if you don't push yourself, right? But the fact that you're working through it slowly is fantastic. I fell victim to the bigger, better cell. Axiom added to the scale, getting a plan up. Dude, Axiom? No, I can definitely understand that. Axiom is so helpful. It could definitely gives me that false sense of, oh my god, I can make it with Axiom. I'm gonna make this in my survival world, and then you kind of realize, oh right, there's so many tools that Axiom has that you don't have in survival, the survival world. But no, I definitely understand where you're coming from. Axiom. Like, I'm not an expert with Axiom. I've only used a couple of the tools, or a few of them. But even with just those few tools, the things that I can make with them, or the things that I think a lot of people can make with it, is just insane. Why do I fill that back up? Not too sure why. Oh. I get my inspiration like you from Pinterest, but also like to integrate real life place. Mixed up with a website called DeviantArt. Oh, I know DeviantArt. DeviantArt is pretty cool. And occasionally airline is for fine ideas. I am totally missed it. No worries, I respect it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's crazy. You use a lot of resources. DeviantArt I really like to use sometimes. I don't really go on that site anymore, but it's good to see that it's still up and running. Let me see. Real life places. I think, well, I don't know where you're from, but I live in Melbourne, and it's, from where I live, it's not very close to, I would say, a lot of naturey stuff. You definitely do have to drive out. I really wish I did live closer to that kind of stuff. If I was to get into more terraforming and stuff, I think it would be very cool and definitely would hit the note of inspiration a lot more. But from where I am, it's very, what is it? Not remote, but I definitely live in the suburbs. You don't get much of nature and stuff like that, so I suffer from too much inspiration, not enough time to chat. Listen, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good syndrome. That's a pretty good condition. Some people have the opposite. Can you imagine having the opposite? Having too much time, but then not enough inspiration to do anything? Ooh. I think that would be far worse. Dang grass. just sporadically digging. Oh, is this Hy? Is it Hybun? Hybun, thank you so much for joining the stream. I don't know who you are, and I don't want to talk too much. That's okay. No need to think that you're interrupting. I really like Oh! I really like interacting with everyone that comes through. So thank you so much for sending a message. I really like your builds, and they're really cool. I haven't met any people that build like you do. Really? Okay, well that's good to hear. I was actually just thinking the other day. I don't know. In terms of my build style, I feel like it's, I don't want to say very not unique, but I definitely, maybe because I do like to build most of my builds with redstone, that might set me apart versus a lot of people that just build for aesthetic reasons. I like to build for functionality, which means often I use a lot of redstone in my builds. Maybe that sets me out. But thank you so much for that, Hybun. I was born and raised in the PNW. Okay. United States, so I grew up hiking. Well, there you go. I can understand the inspiration, real life inspiration. I wish I had more of that. Dang. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of most of the things that I do see on Pinterest, like nature stuff, it's definitely from like the US of A. So I'm kind of jealous on that end right there. Very, very spoiled with nature from where you guys are. I have a deep appreciation and love for that area. It's truly beautiful. I think it's lovely that you said that. I don't think much of the younger generations can, or it feels like they don't really appreciate much of that stuff now, you know? Which is fair enough. Technology is advancing so quickly, and I mean, I guess it would be easier to be on your phone or your computer versus having to make the effort to go outside, but I feel like they're missing out on something. I'm definitely missing out on something. Also, I'm stubborn and I'm still stuck on world edit, so the fact that you use accent is impressive. Hey, I still use world edit. I use a combination of the two. I am definitely more comfortable with world edit because I've been using that for a long time, but in terms of, I guess, making way bigger organic shapes or mountains and stuff like that, rocks, you definitely need to switch over to Axiom. But hey, you can do it with world edit too. I'm sure you can. I've done it before. Guy has a talent for integration of redstone into his builds and also can have a detail that draw you in. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Look at this guy. He's, what do the kids say? He's glazing me up. What a word. Thank you so much for that, Architect. I appreciate that. I'm almost done digging, right? There's no way I gotta keep going. Oh, that's wrong. Gotta change my macro pad real quick. Okay. Looks like we got a bunch of things we need to put away. Ooh. I should start burning this stone. I don't think anybody needs this much stone in their entire life. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Ouch. My ankles. Actually almost done digging. Wow. I was expecting that to take me quite some time. I haven't actually watched any videos, just saw the thumbnails and did notice the detail. Hey, that's okay. I'm glad that those thumbnails were able to draw you in, at the very least. I've been a fan for a while now. Thank you, Mr. Architect, for being a fan. And just for the support, honestly. Anyone that joins into the stream and just talks or adds a comment, likes or subscribes, that's like way more than I have ever expected. From the thumbnail, it looks very lived in. Yes, that's definitely what I'm trying to go for. And then once we get a whole bunch of villagers out and about, it'll definitely look lived in. Only a couple of other builders I know from that, and I'm not. Well, you definitely can be. All right, Minecraft world is your oyster. Grab all this Okay, is this going to be big enough? Okay, we need to make one more hole. Gotta make sure all of this fits first, actually. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it is slightly awkward swimming by yourself. But you know what? You just gotta groove with your own music, you know? Dance to your own beat. I think, I guess in a way I was very lucky that when I decided to stream, I did have a few viewers. I did already have some followers from my videos, which was nice. But, you know, one or two people interacting in the stream I think is fantastic. I don't think I would ever need more than that. Just because I do like to keep things a little bit more personal. I don't know how those big streamers, you know, conduct their streams when they've got so many people who want to talk to them. It just feels like it would be very hard. But, you know, small streams like this, where it's just you and me and another few people, I can answer questions, I can talk to them. I think that's probably the best way I'd like to go about it, at least. Well, I'm actually not gathering any materials. I've in fact already gathered them. I'm actually in the process of digging a massive hole so we can fit this project in. If you guys do want, I can show you what we're going to be building in the next episode. Just let me know. And we can take a little break from digging and stretch our Minecraft feet, and we can go flying in my creative world and have a look at that. Let's do it. Easy peasy. Let me get this last little bit of dirt on that one over there, and then we'll go. Hopefully none falls into the water. That's going to be a bad day. And it's in there. Biggest streamers go off what's repeated the most, as far as I understand. Sort of a message. With the money. Money always talks, I guess. I reached that? Nope. Oh, what? I didn't do this bit? Okay. We'll have to fix that. And then... That's probably why we didn't do it. And... Up. Might fall off a light. Nope. Alright, this should be the last little section. And we can go take an absolute gander. Fantastic. On purpose. I just wanted to get that one little piece of debris. And that goes there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and let's take a look. We'll turn off Fulbright. And I guess we could finish the recording. We can call it digging 1. Save. Ever feel weird when someone sends you money? Oh, 100%. 100%. I definitely don't know how to react because it's really generous. I think really big acts of generosity like that, it's always difficult for someone, or maybe just for me, to accept, because you have to go out of your way to put in the details. You have to really commit to that idea of sending someone money, someone that you don't really know. So I always do feel a little bit strange, if not a lot of strange. I'm just curious, do you have a public Discord or other socials to interact with your fans? I do have a Discord. I'm not advertising at the moment. I do use Replay. I don't use it that much anymore. I use Flashback, but Replay still is a great tool that I default to sometimes. But I do have a Discord, just going back on that one. I don't advertise it just because I don't interact with it enough, and I feel bad of to have a Discord and not interact with fans or the people or my friends that want to like talk to me. It's just, yeah, I just feel bad. So I don't really advertise it. I am thinking about deleting it just because of that reason. I'm never on Discord enough at all, and if I do ever jump on, it's a lot of messages that I have to catch up on, and then I try to respond as much as I can, but you know, it becomes a cycle. But in terms of what we're making today, oh, by the way, this is my creative world. Let me just, is it this one? Yeah, 100 chunks. That's a bit excessive, but we'll do it. Okay, so this is my creative world. Most, if not all, the builds that you would have seen in any of my videos would have come from these little lineups over here. As you can see, I like to work in a straight line. Call it OCD, I think. But in today's build, we're doing this line right here. I am making, what's the best way to explain it? Well, I'm making this thing first of all. This is my next little build. We're going for a more grounded approach, quite literally. It's a lot of stone, a lot of moss, and a lot of brown and I guess dirt type of colors. Just wanted to keep it very, very simple as compared to my other ones. You can see they're very vibrant, very colorful, especially that red. Ooh, that red. So they're very colorful, very bright. But this one I just wanted to keep nice and grounded. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Oh hey, I used to do that. Yeah, see, gotta keep it nice and straight. Your creative world is neat and orderly. Yes, definitely OCD. So this is the build. It's kind of like a small house slash shop slash building over there. We've got a nice little flag over here too. Whoa, let me just turn this down. Got a flag over here, a banner that's just hanging, which I think is pretty cool. Basically, the whole idea for this one is, I don't know if you guys saw, the only way that I get XP, really, and in order to repair my tools as well, I have to trade with those villagers. It does take a lot of time, and it is kind of tedious. None of that team and all of those, and now I use chaos method. That's alright. Chaos method still works. What's that called? Organized chaos? But yeah, basically this shop is just going to be a place where I can fix my tools without using Enderman and without trading with villagers. Really, kind of. I'll explain that to you guys later, but this is my build. Nothing in there yet. That's because this one is not the finished one. This is my build, and this is all of it together. This is the redstone component that we're currently digging a massive hole for, as you can see. It's quite interesting. I don't know if you've seen this anywhere else. I definitely feel like I've seen this somewhere else before, but when I went searching for it to see how they've done it, I couldn't find anything. But if you guys maybe know what I'm talking about, then you guys can find it, let me know. But basically, this is a villager trader. And we have a bunch of villagers that are all sitting in there, and they're all clerics. And if you guys don't know, clerics, once you trade them to master levels, they give you the bottle of experience. Bottle of experience you can use as experience to mend your tools and whatnot, right? So that's what we're going to do. I'd love to hear you talk how you develop your builds. How often do you copy and paste? I really like. Oh, no worries. We can definitely talk about that. I'll show you how this build works. I'll show you the inside actually. So basically what this is actually, let me just go off. Let me just finish this thought before we go on a tangent. Basically, we want to trade each of these villages, and in order to do so, we cycle them through these little chambers, as you can see here. If I hit a button, what's going to happen is this block over here is going to get retracted and pushed out at the exact time they're going to land, and it's perfectly done so that they don't take any damages. Villagers take damage, I think, if they fall from 2 blocks or higher. So we've kept that at 2 blocks, so basically they're going to drop and land in the next platform, and they're going to rotate through, and we're going to be able to trade with all of them, and then they're going to be able to also reset their trades later in the day. Yeah, let's go inside. Whee! This is going to be the little area. It's kind of like a dungeon, but not really. We have a nice little area in here. I really like the way it's turned out with the grass and the shulker box. This shulker box, I can tell you what it's about later, but as you can see, we have the bottle of enchanting. So if we get some emeralds, bang, and we buy a, let's just grab a whole bunch actually, and we'll grab a whole bunch from them. Thank you. And we grab a whole bunch from him. We grab a whole bunch from him. And from him. Awesome. So we have that. So now that all their trades are locked for that specific item, what can we do? Nothing, right? Usually, oh, thank you, he's reset. Let me go ahead and get some more from these guys. But let's just say that they are officially locked out. What can we do? Well, we have to wait for them for the day to reset and whatnot before we can trade from them again, correct? Wrong. What we can do is we can hit this button over here. You can see we've rotated them out into the next set of villages, and this light over here indicates when we can, I guess, do the swap again. Okay, so then we can go through, we can trade with them again and again and again, and then once we're done with these guys, click it. Again, this will let us know when it's ready. These guys will come down, and then these lights will come up again when we can switch them out, and then we trade and trade and trade until the new ones come out, right? I think there is 20 villages in this particular particular setup. But yeah, that's basically how that works. And this thing over here is for all of the bottle of enchanting experience stuff. It goes all the way up and around, and it goes into this mechanism right here. This is pretty cool. The things are really nice, right? Yeah, I love the note blocks that sit on top of the gold blocks. Beautiful, beautiful sound. So this mechanism here is pretty much a dispenser and what is it? An item filter. Basically, this item filter is for the payment of this entire, I guess, high setup. Yeah. We'll go back to the top. Oh wait, did I leave it open? I didn't. I think it's closed. Yeah. So let's go to the shop. Let's just say, for example, instead of going to my villager trader and trading ingots for emeralds, what we can do is, I think we have set it to ingots for the moment being, right? So this is our clerk. We say to him, hey, I need some experience. I need to fix up my tools. What's that? You need payment? Sure, let me give you an iron ingot. We stand right here. And then we get a whole bunch of XP given to us. Let's just take ourselves off of creative, and we can see that again here. Take my ingots. And then we stay here. Oh, I don't think I reached him. Bang, there it is. And as you can see, my XP bar is going up. We're getting shot with a whole bunch of XP bottles, and that's how we're going to be mending all of our tools. I think it's pretty cool because it's very interactive. It's very part of, I guess, it's very roleplay, which is fantastic. And something that I've also created with the redstone is, if I needed more experience or more time mending my tools, instead of just giving him one ingot, I can give him multiple, which will extend the amount of experience that I receive, as you can see. It's going on for quite some time, right? Yeah. So if I give him a whole stack, we'll get a whole bunch of experience, and that'll be more than enough to heal up our entire setup. That's a big bottle! Yes, it is. Look at that. But yes, so this is also my little, I guess, my little shop setup right here. Nice and lived in, big, and also packed with a lot of detail, which is the way I like it. And also, this little area is how we get down to the very bottom. If you guys are wondering, there is a secret door. If we go all the way down, it's kind of like employees only. You can't see it, but then you flip that and then, ah, back here, which is awesome. Okay, let's go ahead. I guess let's quickly, or let's just talk about what my design process is. If I can get to it. Whoa! Here we are. So I think there's two ways I basically design something for my world. The first way is if I already have an idea. Nifty. Exactly. The first way is if I already have an idea, excuse my English, of what I want the build to look like. Usually that's because I've seen something either on Pinterest or some sort of website or just had a dream about it. Then I'll start with that and I will usually start building it out first. That's what I've done with this library here. I think I was watching, what was I watching? Planet of the Apes, and that last scene where Matt Damon, is it Matt Damon? No, I don't think so. But when he comes down the stairs and he has the big statue in the US of A, this is I forgot what that place is called. Oh, I'm spacing. But basically, there is that in the Planet of the Apes at the very end. And I had that in my dream and I figured, oh, I want to make something like this. So that first way is by starting on one of these things here, getting the actual structure first, and then walking it through. I usually start with the front, and then I kind of figure out how big I want it in terms of scale. This one happened to be pretty good in terms of scales. I knew that I wanted pillars that would be 3x3, so I figured this would have to be very tall. And then we work on the other little bits of details like, okay, it's definitely going to be upright on something. I knew that was going to be up off the floor. We put in some stairs and then I flipped it around just to see how big or how wide this thing would also have to be. I didn't like that one. I think it was too small a little bit. These ones here, I was just testing a bit more in terms of the colors and also the layout. I think it was the gradients here, just trying to figure it out. Once I figured that out, I was able to kind of copy and paste it towards the front and the back. This one over here, I was just again figuring out the spacing and the dimensions, how many pillars I wanted across the sides. I figured 3 would be enough. I think I did 3, yeah. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then I just had to copy and paste it all along the sides. I knew I wanted some sort of dome to be able to let in some natural light. I think a lot of good builds have natural light coming through. So I was just trying to figure out how big it was, how big it would need to be, and what kind of structure it would need to be. I eventually settled on something like this. I did have, where did it go? I did have a in-between of these two that I had over here, but I think I deleted it. Basically, it was just a glass dome, and I figured I would need to put some sort of structure under it, just for it to stand out a bit more, to have it a little bit higher, because I didn't want it to be that big of a circle or a sphere. So we came up with a half sphere sitting on top of something and a small sphere and then a smaller one on top. And I was just experimenting with some other stuff over here. This little thing up here is I guess the base for this little section. Just wanted to figure out some gradients or a nice simple color design. Went with this, just copied and pasted it, flipped it over, put it onto the other side like the sun was kind of radiating out like that. And then we're back to, I guess, another little structure over here. And then we copy and paste it again for detailing. So once I basically have a general idea of what I think the finished product will look like, the structure overall, I'll copy and paste and I'll start adding in some detail, some spikes, some levers here and there. Oh, voice crack. Some levers here and there and whatnot. And then I'll work on the inside. And yeah, that's how we got this massive structure. What's the mod you're using for quick swap items spectate? The quick swap between spectate. Oh, no. I just press. So think it's F3, F4. Yeah, so if you press F3, F4 at the same time or one after another, then it changes over. Instead of having this hype in, you know, game mode and this and that. Looks like a lot of... That's the one. The Lincoln Monument. That's the one. Thank you so much, Sefa. Thank you so much. But yeah, so it's a bit different depending on the build. For this build, if we get right into it, I think this will probably show a bit more, or a bit better of my design process. Yeah, you can do that, yeah. F3, F4, and it changes you right over. So for this one, I knew that I wanted to make a villager trader, but I didn't want to do it in the sense that we would have them all lined up next to each other like the normal stuff. So I figured I designed something that would allow me to make them, or make it so that they would rotate off to the side, come up and around, and that's what we have here. This was the first, I guess, version. So if we put them through, that's what they look like. This is just one slice of the thing. How long has that been? I think it's been a thing for a while now. I think I saw it in a Mumbo Jumbo video. Basically, this is just a slice of it. If I click this, we'll be able to see them, I guess, flip through. There you go. And then comes back around. As you can see, it does take a while for them to go up and then back over. And then for this one, you can see they take damage. If they take a fall that is bigger than 2 blocks, they take damage. So I had to fix that and also fix the time that they would spend floating or just spending on the water. So I came up with something like this. This is not just a slice, it's a whole bunch of things, because basically I designed this so it could be tileable. Now we have this system here. Everything is pretty much the same, except we have these little slime launchers with string and observers over there. So once they fall down, this observer is going to notice that, going to shoot them across, and then back up very quickly, and then we have the same setup. Going to shoot them across again, and then down here. I have this little setup as well, so once this observer reads that this observer has read something, it's going to send a pulse to this dispenser with water, and it's going to perfectly dispense and undispense water so that they fall into it, they don't take damage, and they land safely over there. We can go ahead and have a look at that one. And also, we need this as well, just because they do land on the floor once they get pushed over, and it does count as fall damage. So chests, waterlogged chests, definitely stop that. Let's go ahead and let's put a... Uh-oh. Okay, you can stay out. And bang, and let's have a look at it from this side. Here we go. Okay, so what you used to see is they will fall down, this thing's going to push them across, they can go straight up and over, get pushed across again, then you'll see a little water bucket will be dispensed, and they're going to land safely with no fall damage, hopefully. Ready? And go. Here we go, getting pushed across, going up, but it's going to be dispensed, and then no damage. That was version 2. For version 3, we had to change it up because these guys would sometimes jump, and because they jumped and we pressed the button at the same time, they wouldn't actually fall down because this thing is so quick that they would actually stay in this chamber, and that would mean the system would be ruined. So I came up with this little, where is it? This little device. Basically just a trapdoor that will keep them down, and just had it timed so that when they fall into it, it's going to perfectly open and shut just as soon as they get there. Let's have a look if that works. So go through, it's gonna go up, it's gonna get shot across, and then it door closes. And then we just had to refine it. And I made this whole entire thing, trapdoors and everything as well. This is just the indicator of the actual redstone working, and also the villagers being ready once they get placed in there. Not to mention this one over here. This is just for fun, I guess. It's a massive tileable version of this. This is 5 by 4 by 5? 5 by 4? Yeah, so we've got 20 villagers there. I think this one has maybe a couple of hundred, 400. I think 400. And this one, which all works as well. It's really fun to watch. I had to kill them because they were kind of annoying and lagging. Let's have a look. Whee! Just all goes through. It's funny. And then the last bit that I had to design was this bit here. This bit is just, this pink section here is basically to lock the entire system so we can't spam it. I was to stand here and I was to press it, this block gets pushed down and it's not going to work anymore because the block is not up in place, which means the redstone can't go through. So if I press it, I'm pressing it again, as you can see, nothing's going to work until it goes back up and then the system is ready to work again. And that is the whole thing. Whee! Look at that. You should make a tutorial for that system. I would definitely use it in a trading hall. I was thinking about it, but I don't know how to do tutorials. So we have that, and then we have this bit here. After I had finished that, I knew that this was going to be underground. So I figured we're going to put it into a box, and I came up with this entire design all in one sitting. It's quite easy because I knew that it would have to be underground, and if it's underground, it might be a bit mossy and a bit green. So we started with all this moss to the very bottom. I figured it looked very plain, so we changed it up with some tuff. Tried a fair few different types of blocks, like polished, andesite, I think polished diorite, but I think keeping it dark, because this has got hues of green in it, so keeping it with this tuff definitely works the best. And I figured we'd have them trapped there, and then we moved that thing all the way down to the bottom as well. And then we also added in this little ding ding as well. And then we added this little monument just to kind of go with, I guess, the look or the aesthetic of this place. In terms of the actual building, you can see I had a couple of tries. I started off with this thing here, but I think we spoke about scaling before. Big is not bad. Big just means that you have to make everything else big, and if you're making a house, it means that you have to fill it up with things as well. I'm not very good at interior decorating, so I went for something in between. I knew that this was going to be too big and that I would have to do a lot of decorating, so I figured we'd scale it down. So I came up with something like this. At first, I wanted to make it look like a hut. You guys think about a witch hut? That's what I was going for, with just a little side roof and a tower on the side, and then just a little string that was kind of connecting it as well. I did like this design. But then I figured we go to the cylinder. I think that looked a little bit better for the time. Kept the roof, but then I figured we have a lot of those in the world. Let's change it to something like this. So we have this kind of church roof that you see in most church builds. You know, just the actual frame and then an inset roof. Looked at that. I was okay with that, but then I figured we should swap it around. There's a little bit over here that was missing for whatever reason. We switched it around and then I started decorating. As you can see, I started with the main roof. Just worked my way up and around with the mossing. The way I like to do my detailing is, if I know that it's going to, for example, if something catches a lot of wind and a lot of stuff is in the air, then I would say generally a lot of the moss and stuff kind of drips from the bottom towards the stony area. And that's how I've gone ahead and decorated that. I just had a bit of the moss kind of run down. Usually what I'll do is I'll clear my inventory, I'll pick out a couple of colors, and then I'll just go through and just layer it all the way down, and then I'll find different areas to put it. I don't think the best thing to do for any kind of texture work is to put it so uniform. So you kind of have to scatter them. That's what I've done. All I need to do is two sides. So I've got the front and the side. Then I'll just copy, paste, rotate and flip. And then the patterns are different on either side, just inverted. And then we move on to the next bit over here. I knew that I wanted a little outhouse, so I made a little outhouse thing over there. Juts out. Started adding in a little bit more detail. You can see, put across little posts and stuff on top. Got some candles as well, just make it stick out a little bit more. Made a window with scaffolding. Changed the roof color because I wanted to keep it very grounded still. And I think red was a bit too bright. We did have a red build in the last episode, the barn over there. So changed it to brownish, reddish. Did the same over here. Just kept with the same pattern. Where is the light coming from? Light's coming from that way over there. So kind of got light to dark, light to dark. Moving across, we've copied and pasted again. Just wanted to sort out the railings over here on the floor. And also wanted to figure out the actual tower I went with a few designs, as you can see. We've got that tower there, got that tower there, got that tower there. I wasn't sure if I wanted it lighter, if I wanted it red. I wanted it a bit like this pattern. I liked this one because it was brown, but I didn't like the roof. Essentially, we're just working on these towers for the next couple of tries. And then I settled on this, something that was a bit more brown, a bit more earthy. Didn't like the roof, so I took that off. But I figured we should try it with red. Tried it, didn't like it. And then I said, hey, you know what? We're just going to make it a square. So I did, and I think that worked out fine. I think it worked out really nicely because you can see more of the pattern, more of the gradients versus this one. If you kind of stand at it, you kind of see the harsh, dark lines because they are kind of going in from each other. So square, hit it with the roof. Kept it again brown, as you can see over there, and did the same thing, light to dark, and then worked my way around, adding in some more detail. Knew I wanted to have another tower because I wanted an archway, because I had figured out at this point where I wanted to place it. The theme and decoration of the trading hall is that trading hall a few years ago. Ooh, okay. I'll have to have a look at that one. Mr. Architect, up to work. Thanks. Thank you. You bake the light into your build. Lighting? Yes, most of the time. Most of the time. For this one, I use candles and I use lichen because I didn't want it to be too bright. I think because it's kind of like the theme for this one was like he's a clerk, but he's also a bit shady, and he kind of helps you out with experience if you pay him directly. So I kind of want it to feel a little bit sus, a little bit dark and dingy. So I think if you're trying to figure out how to light your builds, you just have to think about the overall theme that you're going for. So I do try to bake it in if I need to, if I do have a theme, but otherwise I kind of just put candles. I believe they mean light decoration. How do you mean light decoration? Do you mean candles and such like that? No? But yeah, figure that out, banner, and then we'll just go ahead and figure that stuff, like single point techniques. Oh, you place the blocks. Yeah, what time? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I figure out where I want to put the light or where it's coming from. For example, like I showed you before. Usually what I do when I build is I get like where is it? I get a yellow wall and I'll like place it like over here. Let's just go. One. And I'll be like, okay, cool. I want my light to be there. So then I'll look at it and I think, okay, cool. It's going to come down like that. Come down like that. So the reason why this place is dark is because if the light's that way, you're not going to see much of this area here because it's covered. So the light starts a bit more up here. I could have done the same over here, but I figured there weren't too many good light, wood blocks. So we just kind of kept that as is, but everything else you can see the direction of the light is kind of flowing down or more that way, coming through. Do you mean this one? The auto shade? Is that the one? I tried to use it. I've tried using it a few times. It works, but more often than not, I find myself going back to just normal shading. I think you're the only person. Yeah, yeah. I think we all need to kind of like find our own little tips and tricks, right? But I have tried using the auto shading thing, if that's what you're talking about, Architect. It works, but yeah, more often than not, I just go back to placing. I think I like hand placing it just because I've been doing it for quite some time now. Because before Axiom, there was only World Edit, and you couldn't really do that with World Edit. Not that I knew of, at the very least. So I've just done that for that. And then just kind of fleshed everything out a little bit more, put in more details, like a little, I guess, awning shade. Put in some pillars on that side. And then also on that side as well, fix the back up. Some more detailing here and there, put in that, and then worked on the redstone. Well, the size and scale of your build is probably easy by hand. Exactly, yeah. I think I tried, where is it? I definitely tried to use it somewhere. Was it this thing over here? I'll go down this way. I definitely know I tried it somewhere. think it might have been for this thing here. I'm not too sure, but I definitely tried it somewhere else. I did use it for one of my builds, but I'm not too sure which one it was. Look, and these banners I've just put in today for the video as well. They look pretty cool. They look pretty cool. Not my design though. This is from Pinterest, and I think the guy's name is Apronic. Yeah. It is a bit unintuitive though. Exactly. I think I probably messed around with it, but I did use the shovel a lot for like the brush. I did do that for a while, but I just went around placing it. The thing that I use the most is this thing here. The replace mode. That's probably the easiest. Boss Builds MC did a mega base on our server using that technique. Didn't mean to promote your scriptures. No, it's fine. Definitely go ahead. I'm definitely interested. I'd look myself. So that is my creative world, and that's what we're doing today. Well, that's what we're planning on doing. I still gotta dig this massive hole. So let's go ahead and let's do that. Oh, much further up. Okay. Almost. We need scaffolding. Back to work. It was nice having you, Architect. Thank you so much for coming in. I really do appreciate it, man. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go ahead and get this dug out. I mean, it's more so this way, I think. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I think that meant you're... yeah, that's fine. I'm kind of slow as well, as you can see. Grinding away. I think this should be kind of it, and then we can go from there. Goodbye, scaffolding. Goodbye. How far do we need to dig this? Do I really need this side cut off? Kind of? Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. No, this side can stay. Yeah. Oops. Oops. I think that should be good enough. Yeah. I don't have to. I was tonight. Plus, I'm looking for a chill night Been grinding hard all week. Hey, everybody needs it. Chill night. Thanks for joining in. If you've chosen me as a person to help facilitate that chill night, I appreciate it. How might one get mega build you're talking about? Yeah, if you want to link it into the chat time, if there's a video on it, go for it. I think we can. This section. Mm-hmm. Do. Cool. Can put those all back, and that'll go back up there. Now let's dig this big guy out. Nothing is going to be in the way. Fantastic. Let me see if the link works. True, YouTube. It's gonna say no. Can I override that? Mm-hmm. Drum roll, please. Wait, what? Did I not? Ouch. Yikes, I didn't dig out one side of the wall. What FOV do I play on? I play on 80. Sometimes I do 70 if I'm feeling kind of crazy with it. But mostly, if not all the time, I do 80. Can you imagine playing on Quake Pro? Proud of you for fixing that. Yeah, it was going to get to me if I didn't. Oh, golly, that's not what I wanted to do. Just going to cover this, pretend like it was never here. You guys play on anything other than 80? Don't tell me you guys play on like Quake or 60. That's so zoomed in. Ever do 50 for your builds? Let me see what I do. Like this. Not for when I am actually playing the game, but definitely when I edit my videos, I change the FOV very often just to give like a different sense of space and also scale. What do you guys play on? You player? Actually, no, if you play a Quick Pro, what? Guys. What is this? Quake Pro? What is this? It's skewed. Everything is like, oh my gosh. Look what happens when it just can't even judge distance properly. I swear. Oh my god, look. I can see over the edge and onto the other block just by like this is illegal. Oh my god, see? Couldn't even judge the distance. What? I'm a 70. Yeah, 70 I think is the nice little middle. I'm really having trouble judging space. 82 on bedrock, but I put as long as I can for screenshots of builds. Yeah, screenshots of builds. Yeah, same thing. Screenshots of builds. Editing, I changed FOV quite a lot, just so you can see a bit more of everything. Now let's go. Play it on 42 and 42 to 50. Like it feels like I'm there, but I can't even hit it. Like, yeah, it just feels like I'm so short. Let's go to 55. Yeah, 55's not bad. I like using 55 for taking shots on flashback. Nice little close-ups. And we're back. Everything feels weird now. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, it's Hotfire. Sorry, Hotfire. Just read your message and I didn't notice that was your first message. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Thanks for watching. Yeah, 30 is insane. Yeah, it feels way too zoomed in and you just can't reach anything. To go through. Perhaps I might have to search it. Ow. Hmm. Is there a particular phrase that we could search up when looking for this video? What was his name again? Was it? It was Boss Builds MC. Censored. YouTube. Just stepping in when nobody asked them to. What is that? I think I'll put you over here. Okay. Okay. Now, how far do we have to? I thought I was done. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Let's just dig 2 blocks down. Mm-hmm. The good old-fashioned way. A little bit of manual labor. No. Mm-hmm. Boss builds. MC. Easy. Gosh, mining copper is the bane of my existence. Mm-hmm. I think just boss builds. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. 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 150-hour mega build. Holy! It's crazy. It's insanity. Yep, that's a long video. How do you even edit that much? How much? I wonder how big his hard drive was. Dun, 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 dun. The baked shadows. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, got to start recording. Do, do, do. More copper? Get out of here. Mm-hmm. Doo-doo-doo. Well, I did not realize the time. Time flies when you're having good. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna be heading off to bed because I've work tomorrow. Well, thank you so much, Arcted, for joining the stream, for choosing this stream to have a chill night on. I really do appreciate that. And also, with all the messages, I really do appreciate that as well. We're gonna have a look at that massive build that your friend had made. Have a sus for that. Yeah, definitely come out and hang out some more. I will be streaming hopefully a little bit more often, maybe. But I guess you'll know once I do pop on. Thank you so much for joining the stream. I look forward to seeing your next video whenever it comes out. Have a good night. Mm-hmm. 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 Procrastinating? Are you procrastinating sleep? Da, da, da. Huh. Alrighty. I think it's time to start using the other. Ooh, that one's also cooked. Night, 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 night. Good night. Procrastinating recording a video uploaded every Saturday. I don't pre-record. Well, you better get on it so we can see the episode. Oh, dang, these guys spawn quick. Yeah. Duke. Gotcha. Cobblestone. Don't mind. Don't mind. Wait, you upload every Saturday? I usually do bi-weekly. Every Saturday? Dang. I like that. That's respectable. You generally discourage. Well, that just makes me want to watch it even more. How dare you? How dare you tell me not to watch? God, there's so much copper. But tell me this goes into the next level. Ooh. Oh? Whew. Anything down there? Eesh. Nice. Okay. How many more levels? I think 4 more, right? 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. No. I think my pickaxe should be okay for this, right? All layers. Perfect. Do I have a mod list? No, but I can show you my mods. It's most of the mods that I have, they usually just try to improve the performance of the actual Minecraft, and usually that just means like, yeah, entity culling, entity textures, and where's the other one? Sodium helps as well. Lithium also helps. Noisium. Yeah. Nothing too crazy in terms of like actually altering the world. Mostly, if not all my mods, are just to help the performance of it. Just so I can run smooth and I can have a better time recording everything. There was a point where I had everything, where I didn't use this and all my settings were completely busted. Oh man, that's dangerous. And it also meant that I couldn't record too well. I'd always have at minimum like 30 FPS. That's probably why I've stopped playing with shaders as well. Maybe these guys can help us. Wow. Barely anything. How's that happen? Do do. Ba da ba da ba. Where is it? Where is it? Crafting bench. There you are. And these things. I'm insane. So shaders. I actually really do like playing with shaders, but my FPS drops so much. I use. I think. Well, it'll be okay here because we're underground. But the shaders I use, a couple bunch of shaders, 4.4. I don't think you can get these anymore. Underground is okay. We've got 84. Oh, there you go. It dips. I generally like to keep above 60 because I record everything in 60 FPS. Oh, I'm having trouble. These shaders. Oh, am I gonna die? Nah. Get out of here. Yeah, you can see my FPS really does go in and out a lot. But if I take it off, then I do generally get around... Well, if I leave it uncapped, I can get up to 100 and something. I cap at 30 since the human I can only see. That's exactly what I thought as well. But I don't know, maybe I can see more than that? I don't know, it feels a lot more smooth, I guess, if I have it at 60. Oh no, these holes. They're gonna... Can we just not with copper guys, please? Make sure no mobs are gonna come out of nowhere. You can train yourself to feel exactly right. I can definitely do it. I think I've convinced myself. I definitely can see above 60 frames per second, maybe 120. Hell, why not? Wow, this is a lot more copper than I'll ever need. Okay. Thank God. How much is that? Ugh. A lot of wasted copper. I think the pick should be okay. No iron, please. Oh, yes. Fill it up. Perfect. Mm-hmm. As a weird side effect of getting bored in movies, though, I saw a study on that before. Really? 60 FPS, does that? What do they usually have? Or what do they usually put FPS for? Or movies? 60 FPS seems like the standard, right? I've got to sneeze. Oh, goodness me. And you can go in that pile, and whoa, protection 2? No. Mm-hmm. Unless I dreamt that, which very well is true. Sometimes your dreams can be so vivid that it feels real. Trust me, I've had that before. It almost feels like a memory. Which brings me to... I was watching a video just before. There's this guy who speaks about Joe Rogan and his conspiracy podcasts. And Joe Rogan was saying how, in one of his podcasts, the dreams that we have, the vivid ones, are actually the different lives that we've experienced in the multiverse. Which I thought was quite interesting. If that was true, my gosh, I was a movie star. Maybe it's a 24 FPS. Ooh. That makes sense. When I did animating, I usually did do it at 24 frames a second. It was way easier. Sometimes 12. So yeah, that makes sense. Mm. Do do do. Nice. That should be more than enough. Durability. Also, from what I remember, if the study was real, it focused on competitive gamers that do 120 FPS plus, and how their attention spans gets really short. Result. So no movies seen real. Okay, fair enough. No, I can see that. That makes sense. Like if you're used to, I guess, really high FPS or everything being completely really smooth, then adjusting to a really slow movie that is about, you know, what is that? A sixth of the actual speed that you usually see would definitely suck. Can you actually see, like, can they actually see the difference? 120 and, I guess you probably could, that's quite a big difference. I just feel like it might be very jarring. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's it. I do believe that is it. Might as well. Ooh. Almost. You in there. And my gosh, just enough shulker boxes. According to Google, higher frame rates look less natural, but has a faster response time, which is why compared to game. Yes, that makes sense. That is exactly right. It's also why they have like crazy, I would say, mouse sensitivities. Just because they gotta react so quickly to what they're seeing. Seems nuts. Seems a little bit nuts. Woo! Yeah. Do 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 do. You can get the same effect by capping your FPS and increasing the mouse sensitivity. True, you definitely can. But then, doesn't your mouse sensitivity change for everything, not just the game, right? Well, wait, no. Most games you can change the mouse sensitivity in-game. No, you're right. No, that's pretty cool. As you should be proud of yourself. You can finish this recording. What do we call the other one? Digging. So we call this digging 2. Bang, bang. Take that out. Put that back in. Wasn't Silk Touch, guys. We need to keep up with the continuity, so we'll grab another one out. Put these guys back in. And we'll grab that. I'll put that out there. And that will go. Please? Alright, that's the correct one. Oh, we got an extra torch. Torch. Whew. Ouch. Also, the stream ending now that you finished digging. Most likely, I just need to check on a couple of things first. Need to put these things away. Let's see how much FPS I get here. Let me this thing on. Oh, it's on. Well, that's probably Wales. A bit lurky. Let's put it on 15. Let's turn on good old shaders. Let it sit for a bit. Okay, not bad. 88. I guess this depends on what we look. So this is what my world looks like with shaders. Not bad, I like it. I really do like it. I like the clouds. I think... These ores have to go somewhere else. I think we'll go there. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, just enough. Where is it? Where's my grass? Ooh, not enough. That's stone. Hey, what's that doing there? Go there. That goes there. Let's go here. And pretty rad. Hell yeah. Wait, no. I think we got a whole bunch of dirt. Look at all this dirt that we have. We need to clean this up or add more storage. Grass. Go in there. So much grass. Wait. We can grab. That's 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna get another shulker box for this. Don't shoot me, please. Ah. That's too much dirt, right? Exactly. What happens when you get terraforming too much? Dirt goes there, and OCD, and shebang. Fantastic. And then very good. Um, mm, mm, mm. Alrighty. Look at that little setup. Wink, wink. Whoa! Doesn't that look cool? That's what I need to fix. I don't know. Hmm. Don't know what it was. Can't sleep. That's fine. I didn't terraform the whole area. Like you see, this is the natural one. That's why it's a bit chunky. But everything else from, I guess, this rock onwards, up and around. Added in rocks. We made the actual mountain a bit bigger. You can see there's moss. Just all around. So I just gave it a little bit more height. And also added in a whole bunch of mossy rocks. Just to make it look cool. Other than that, not too much else. And then we put in these banners today. Looks so grand, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at these banners. They ain't gonna look cool. Look cool in shaders though. Whoa. Imagine flying through these things. Whoa. Whoa. But yeah. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. Going to try to finish a bit more of today's episode or the next episode that's coming out. Now that we've dug that hole, I can go ahead and do that. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Thank you, Haibun. Thank you, YK1, YKW1. Thank you, Yanko. And thank you, everyone else who's watched. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. You gotta record. You gotta record. Get it out. Saturday's coming around. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Boom. Boom. Now it's offline.